Hello agents, how are you doing? Just wanted to go over a few things with you today about what some of the other guys are doing. I think as many of you know who came from other real estate brokerages that the brokers make you join the Division of Real Estate and the Ohio Association and the NAR, National Association of Real Estate. What you may not know is that when your broker makes you pay into that, there's a check that's secretly sent back to the broker. Okay, so when I started the company, I was no different than everybody else, having been a realtor for 25 years at that point, and I thought that everybody had to be a member of the NAR, OAR, and KBOR. So in these videos, I want to go over a couple things. One of them is that when we joined, I started getting these checks out of nowhere at the office. I didn't know what they were, and then I realized that the roughly $550 that you pay, they kick back a check to the broker, which is why the brokers of every single brokerage that I know makes you join. And then when you join, it should be really half as much, but they want to send this check off to the brokers. So good, for you. We pay a little bit more for normals. I think it's $40 twice a year, perhaps, but it still saves you about $550 a year. I know every little bit helps. Okay. The other thing is, as you know, when you guys list a home, if you charge, let's say you sell it yourself and you charge a 4% commission, I'm only going to charge 10% of the 4%. Okay, so I know that a lot of you are from the other companies where they take half no matter what of 7% no matter what. Now, when I got my license, we had I don't know if you guys remember your testing, but there was the canons of ethics, and I think it was the second or third canon of ethics, which rightfully fair housing I think was the first one. You got to treat people right. Just why not? But the thing was, in the canons of ethics, it was commissions are negotiable, and the reason is because there's antitrust. Okay, so we really don't go out there and talk to people about this a whole lot. I don't even know if we can. But the truth of it is, I want you to know that commissions are always negotiable. Now, what happened in Cleveland was the big two. I don't know if you remember Smythe and Kramer and Realty One, but they were huge. They controlled like 85% of the market. And I'm not saying that they got together and made the commission split 7%, but it was 7%, and it never was less than that. Much like, isn't it like that today? But the large brokerage came out of California, where I used to work, and a lot of you know their name and the nickname I give them, that is fee, the maximum fee. And they sued and they won in the Supreme Court. Actually, it was the big brokerage that I was from, which is a big one here with 3 or 4 offices. And what FEMAX had done is they had took them all the way up to the court, and then they settled out of court. And I heard this from the actual person who took them to court, who's the broker over there. And he was my broker, and he said, then we just negotiated with them. You guys, a lot of you guys are too young to know this, but when we would write an offer, there was a thing called an adverse split. So the homeowner, we would write an offer on a home, and the commission would be 3% to us, 4% to, let's say, Realty One. And then we got our check. Let's say it was, for easy math, a $100,000 home. So when we got our check, we were expecting $3,000. It was $1,800. And the thing about that amazed me is it wasn't enough that they were keeping 4 and giving us 3, but they were keeping 5.2 and giving us 1.8. And there's nothing we could do about that. The board kept voting that adverse split was legal. And we were small real estate brokers. We really couldn't fight it. So what then happened was the big company came out of California and took them to court, and they were about to get in trouble for antitrust because it was obvious that you guys all know the big word on TV these days, collusion. it was obvious that the two of them had gotten together and set the price at 7%. Well, I think it's interesting that now the canons of ethics, I think if you go in Ohio real estate and you look into it, the canons of ethics, the all commissions are negotiable is kind of gone. I don't think that's there anymore. That was one of our big things, is commissions are negotiable. And now I notice that everybody's charging 7% again. Okay? Now you guys are allowed to charge 7%. I wish you wouldn't, but it's up to you. Okay? Depending on how hard you're going to have to work to sell property, I think it should be relative. And I won't punish you like they do for charging that. It looks like I'm over my 5-minute time limit. So I'm going to let you go. You guys have a good week. I'll be in touch.